Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Astral Sorcery. Today we're going to be taking a brief reprieve from the usual progression and book learning, and we're going to show you how you can best use this one little item here I have in my hand, Liquid Starlight. So as you can see here before me, I have something set up. Now, this has slightly changed since previous versions, and this is why I'm specifically covering this, is because some of the flowing mechanics have differed, and, well, 1.15 and 1.16 Minecraft have added some changes that have made things different. But not too much. Essentially, if you have two liquid sources combining together, they sometimes will form a solid. In this case, in Minecraft, lava and water typically makes cobblestone. Just about everybody knows that one. But if you add in Liquid Starlight, if you've progressed in Astral Sorcery enough to know this, then you'll know that by putting it next to water, it will start making this, packed ice, which of course you'll have to harness with some kind of silk touch pick in order to get it properly. If you put it next to lava, you get something totally different, sand. In most cases. You also have a chance of getting Aquamarine Shale, which is a little bit different, but still worth noting. Now what I'm going to be showing you today is how you can actually do a quick manual retrieve of packed ice, as well as an automatic, several versions of automatic sand generation, as well as aqua shale generation. So let's start with the simple one. They're both actually simple, but we're going to go with the one where you are creating packed ice. Not that often people need it, but sometimes mod packs will require it for some kind of progression, or you just want it for your own decorative build. I recommend placing some kind of hard stone. You don't have to have obsidian. You can do this without anything. You can just have some dirt here, because, still, I'm in creative. There we go. Let's fix that. So therefore, using this on dirt is not really going to make a difference anyway, but just in case, I've placed an obsidian block here because it's a hard item that takes a while for most pickaxes to actually mine through. Now you could probably also do this with a block of wood or something like that, just to make sure, or if you have other things that might make a difference. But still, either way, you're going to want to pick up some kind of block just to put something in between temporarily. You put down your bucket of Liquid Starlight, you put down your bucket of water, and then you break the in-between block. And there you go, packed ice. And if you have Silk Touch on your pick, then it's really, really stupid easy to actually get a ton of these in no time. And thankfully, because it's not lava, you don't need to worry about any of the blocks getting destroyed in the process. And then you just pick them up when you're ready. And it automatically stops producing stuff as well, and so on. Now, here's the thing. With the changes in Astral Sorcery and water mechanics and everything like that, in vanilla Minecraft, most items in water will slowly, over time, float. That does not happen with Astral Sorcery, so don't think that it will. But moving on over, we have other options that we can go with. But I will briefly say, I highly recommend you making yourself a crystal pick, because just here, let me take this stick out here. I've got some of these that I just got randomly by tossing any rock crystals that you find down by bedrock into a block of Liquid Starlight. For instance, I have one here that says size 2, purity 2, and I toss this one into this Liquid Starlight. It will, over time, use it up. You can see the particles happening, and it will increase the size of it. What does size do? Well, that increases the basically the tool durability. The shape and efficiency are the only other things that you really need to worry about for increasing your tool's effectiveness. The shape and efficiency basically are both the same thing. Tool durability and size are basically the same thing. They're relating to durability. And I dipped some of these rock crystals in some Liquid Starlight, and therefore I have increased the size to be pretty good. I do this here, and I get myself a pick, and then I just tap it with my resonating wand, and I get myself one really spiffy pickaxe. And you can see here, size 9. It's already going to have a massive durability just because of that alone. But it also has tool durability 2, which is going to increase that further. Shape 5 and tool efficiency 2. It's going to be pretty much a beast, as long as you have yourself a bit of starlight to put down, which I actually removed there. Then you're going to be really good to go. Just make sure that you put that silk touch on there. And the reason that I recommend this is because they've got massive durabilities. I mean, look at this. The durability on here is 134,000. What better kind of tool to put Silk Touch on than something that's going to last you for a very long time? All right, enough delay. I know that you're not here really to see this too much as you are the sand making machine. So let me switch to creative. There we go. And with this, I can show you a little bit about how it works. Typically in the past, you would do similar to how this is. Instead of the water, you would put down lava, it would flow down, and then so on. But it doesn't really work that way. Reason being, if this is lava, actually let me scoop this up. I put lava down here. It will start flowing down that way, right? Which is fine, and it will make sand here, but then it'll also start making sand further down. It starts acting a little bit weird and just strange. It stops and starts, and then you're going to have to start breaking blocks. But I did find that if you just put it 4 blocks away, so this is the 4th block, from where the sand is going to be made, then you should be good to go. Make sure that you put a block down in between them before you start this contraption, though, because otherwise you might end up losing the Liquid Starlight. And you don't want to do that, because that stuff it takes a while to make a little bit of it. So all you really need is a torch and a bucket of Liquid Starlight and a bucket of lava. I mean, to start with. And you just place them down, and you need a little bit of distance. Like 2 blocks underneath, you can put a torch. And it will start dropping on the torch, as sand does, and breaking instantly. And you can just stand near it and start picking up the amount, all the sand. You can see that I'm getting plenty of it at a pretty good rate here. The rest of it is going into the hopper, into this chest. So it's actually going a lot faster than what it looks like. Now, if you want to upgrade this, as I'm saying, I suggest you get yourself a hopper and a chest. Oh, look, we've got some Aquamarine Shale has happened to be produced. This is a rare occurrence. Very rare. Very, very rare. But it's still really good to know that you can actually produce some. No longer do you need to destroy the banks and everything like that around rivers and ponds and lakes in Minecraft. You can actually create some of these things. Now, if you want to take this a step further than just a hopper and a chest underneath this, because obviously it's still going to gather up faster than the hopper can take it. So you're not going to want to leave this running in the world, because it will produce forever. And you really don't want to do that and crash your own single player world or server and create massive amounts of lag or whatever like that. If this area is chunk loaded, then, or in other words, some kind of entity is in this area, keeping this area loaded, it will constantly make these sand bits, and the hoppers just are not fast enough to carry it. So you're going to probably want to automate this, and that's what I have set up here so that people can make a server-friendly version. It's not perfect, but it is at least basic, and therefore this is why I'm showing it, is so that many people can use it without much effort. A couple redstone torches, 1 redstone comparator, yes, that requires nether quartz, and about 20 redstone dust. So in total, you've got maybe about 25 redstone dust. It's not too bad, but I mean, this is just so that you can use it to automatically shut things off and get the most amount of stuff that you want from this. Now I have 10 redstone going out from a comparator connected to this chest, and then it goes to a block, the redstone torch, block, redstone torch, and then 10 redstone all the way back to the piston. And this will automatically shut it off once the chest itself, gets full enough that it will, start sending off a signal all the way to the end. And it will still have, most likely, it'll fill up the chest entirely. And when it's done draining everything out from the hopper and that's sitting loosely up here, it might still have like 1 stack in the hopper. So I find that that's pretty good rule of thumb. If you really want to go the extra mile, you can toss in an extra chest and it'll still work exactly the same, but your likelihood of getting Aquamarine Shale for the same timeline is going to be reduced. Reason being, if you notice, the Aquamarine Shale has just been sitting here this whole time. It hasn't actually dropped in because it's only picking up stuff as it can in here, and it might never pick that up, and by the time that this is done, it might have, just gone away. So this is why I recommend a single chest. This has been my results. If you let it go, eventually, as you can see here, the redstone is getting more and more power the more full this is getting, and it will eventually get all the way to the end, and then it'll send the signal all the way back. Now, you could probably do this with less redstone and, you know, other options, and make this really efficient, but I just made it stupid simple. So there you go, because I'm a stupid simple guy when it comes to redstone. But if you use a double chest, it'll take you about 15 minutes to fill up the entire chest, and it will actually stop before it gets to the you know, it'll fill up to about I don't know, like 4 rows, 3 rows, something like that, and then it'll finish draining out everything in the hopper plus a huge amount that's just sitting up top. Some of it will have despawned, including any Aquamarine shale that hasn't been collected. Once again, why I recommend a single chest instead of a double. But that being said, it will then finish draining out and fill almost to the end. And I did find that on average I was getting none to 15 Aquamarine shale. 15 is a really, really high number. I found on average I was getting more around 4 because some of them had despawned. Now if you go with a single chest, it's about 8 minutes to fill the entire chest up, and you're likely to get somewhere around 2, but you could get anywhere from none to 8, depending upon your results, and it will automatically shut off. So let me get a little bit of some sand in here, and I'm just going to start filling this thing up, which will, as you notice here, the redstone is starting to like eke up down at the end, and when it gets full enough, it automatically stops. This piston here pushes out, and it won't actually push any sand because it's a falling entity. It does not actually push anything, and therefore it should work just fine. I placed a lever up above just so I could shut this thing on and off as I wanted to if I did not want this. But you can see that there is a bunch of Aquamarine shale here that could feasibly despawn if it doesn't drain in here fast enough. So this is another reason why it's good to always be nearby so you can get this stuff. Now there are plenty of modded methods of getting this. There we go. I just saw a little bit of it. I think just either got collected or despawned. I think it might have actually despawned. Yeah, we just lost one. But there's plenty of modded ways that you can collect stuff with like vacuum hoppers and other stuff like that, more efficient. But there's no guarantee that those are always going to be in your mod pack. And this is pretty much it. I mean, your different stages. You just need a torch and a couple buckets of the stuff, like Liquid Starlight, Lava Bucket. You can upgrade that with a hopper and a chest. And then you can upgrade it with an automatic shutoff system with redstone comparators and redstone torches and piston and even a lever if you wanted to go so far as to just have a manual shutoff on this thing, which I do recommend. If you're leaving a server, make sure that you want to, you know, shut your creations off just so that they don't automatically start up while you're not around or something. But that was about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tiny bit by bit on Astral Sorcery and some of the wonders you can do with Liquid Starlight. There's plenty more that you can do with it, but this was just a little something I thought would be helpful to some people. Anyway, if you did enjoy, please be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell, spread the mischief, and come visit us on Twitch sometime. We'll see y'all next time. Bye!